Go to 7. Get all of these triggers. Take action. Draw a card. Perfect. Draw a card. Take action. Draw a card. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh my god.
So if you know anything about me, you'll know that I love Esper as a deck. So I've been wanting to play Esper in Standard again, but I really didn't know the best way to approach it, because the mono-red, aggro, and Boros Convoke decks have been running all over the Standard metagame lately. So I took to the internet and I wanted to find a deck that I felt could have good game against those decks. And I think I may have found it. There's a deck that won first place in a tournament in Sapporo, Japan. It was authored by I think his name is Mineo Tomoya. Forgive me if I'm butchering the name. But this deck features a lot of life gain creatures, like creatures with lifelink. So I think that this may be the ticket to staving off those initial rushes from Mono Red and Boros Convoke. So let's go take a look at the deck list and see exactly what Mineo Tomoya is bringing to the table.
So here's today's deck. This is a deck that may be a little bit familiar to you if you've been playing Standard for the last year, and it is an Esper Midrange shell. But you'll notice that this deck is a little bit all over the place. You'll notice a lot of 2-ofs, a lot of 1-ofs, and you notice a few key pieces that are getting a full 4-of in the deck. And when you take a closer look at those, you see it's Ruin Lurker Bat, you see it's Deep Cavern Bat, you see it's Dennick, and you see it's Raffine. So what you notice here is that this deck wants to try and gain life. So the Ruin Lurker Bat is a 1/1 flying lifelink for 1 white mana. Deep Cavern Bat is a 1/1 flying lifelink for 2 mana. Dennick is a 2/3 with lifelink. Raffine pumps the creatures that you're attacking with, so potentially you'll be putting +1/+1 counters on creatures with lifelink as the game goes on. Also, we're running 2 of Gix to leverage the amount of life that we're gaining here. So if we're finding ourselves in a game where we're not being really pressured, we can leverage the amount of life that we're gaining to draw additional cards and continuously fuel our game plan. So another thing you'll notice here is that we're running pretty light on interaction. There's only 2 Get Lost, 1 Bitter Triumph, and 2 Go for the Throat. The game plan here is to, instead of overload your opponent with too much removal, you instead overwhelm the opponent with superior creature quality. It's like most every creature in this deck is like an above, like, superior level quality of a creature, with the only exception kind of being Ruin Lurker Bat. This is the only one that's kind of meh, but it's in here because it still leans into the life gain, Gix, Raffine synergy. And aside from all of that, you'll notice a few other things in the deck. One is Amalia Benavides Agete, and this one is a creature that gets stronger the more life that you gain. So whenever you gain life, Amalia gets to explore and potentially gets a +1/+1 counter on her. So she gets bigger as the game goes on. And then you have Sheldred. Sheldred helps you benefit off of all the cards that you're drawing off of Raffine and off of Gix. So the overall theme here is to beat red. That's kind of the theme here. Life gain, life gain, life gain, a synergy for life gain when removing cards from the graveyard, life gain when creating vampires, leveraging the life gain, leveraging additional life gain through putting +1/+1 counters onto your life gaining creatures. Sheldred, gaining you life whenever you draw a card, which is going to be often with this deck. So the ultimate game plan here, other than just being a pretty decent deck, is to gain as much life over the course of the game to make sure that decks like Boros and Mono Red don't just blow you out of the water. So now that you have an idea of what the game plan is, now you can take a look at the mana base. We're looking at 1 Igancho, 1 Plains, 1 Otawara, 1 Takanuma, 1 Adakar Wastes, 1 Deserted Beach, 4 Seacrum Coast, 4 Caves of Koilos, a Restless Fortress, 2 Shattered Sanctum, 4 Dark Slick Shores, a Restless Reef, a Shipwrecked Marsh, and 2 Plaza of Heroes. So you notice that you have a pretty wide spread of the lands that we're running here. We're running 4 of the Dark Slick Shores because this is a fast land. It's going to come into play untapped if you play within your first few turns, which is what you want. Caves of Koilos is a 4 of as well, because it will always be coming into play untapped. Seacrum Coast, same as the Dark Slick Shores. We want more of them because they will come into play untapped in the beginning of the game and get discarded later in the game to Raffine once they've outlived their usefulness. The ones that have like one of, those are the slow lands like Deserted Beach and Shipwreck Marsh, and also the Restless lands. So these are the lands that can animate and turn into creatures. So you got a 1 of there and a 1 of there. So you don't really need a whole lot of those, especially because these lands always come into play tapped. So it's not something you want a whole lot of. And yeah, aside from that, you got 1 each of the channel lands and a couple of Plaza of Heroes to protect your legends. It's a pretty decent deck. So all over, that's the game plan. Let's go ahead and take it onto the ladder and see how it does. Okay, so we're looking at 2 Caves of Koilos and a Seacrum Coast. So not great having 2 pain lands in the open, but it's 3 lands and it's all 3 of our colors, so we're going to keep it. See what we're up against. So we're up against green white with a lush Portico. And they ditched a pollen shield hair. Interesting choice. Alright, let's go ahead and play the Deep Cavern Bat. I'll auto pay the mana cost and see what we're working with here. Audience with Tristani, pollen shield hair, careful cultivation, Galagrators. So they're going to try to play Galagrators next turn. So let's get rid of that. Perfect. Let's play the other cave. And do we want Denick or do you want the Graveyard Trespasser? I think we'll play the Trespasser first. Get rid of that. Gain a life. And then I'll attack for 1. Ow. Okay, they channel Careful Cultivation and make a monk. I have not seen that card in so long. I also forgot what it did. I thought it was just a land enchantment. Audience with Tristani. This seems important. Create a 0/1 green plant creature token, then draw cards equal to the number of differently named creature tokens you control. Oh. Okay, so using this and that, they can draw 2 cards. So this is definitely a tokens matter style of deck. Got 2 mana left to use. Then I'll play the... Yeah, they played the hair. Alright. They play Shelly. Pay for it. I have a feeling that that Audience with Tristani is going to make them kind of pop off in a weird way. Oh, if they chose not to do anything, though. Alright. Coming in with the king. Let's get rid of both those cards. Waiting to see how they block. because that will help me decide how I play Get Lost. Alright, I chose not to block. Ah, the Emperor.
Feel the energy of battle, then guide it like water.
Uh-huh. Alright, that's gone.
You're done.
Alright. Put another Sheldred. Alright, our opponent goes to 10. Play a Forest, which means they have one mystery card left in their hand. The +1 counter there.
Strike fast and strike
They do
hard.
nothing with it. Awesome. Alright, well, let's see here. Well, we're going to continue the game plan. We're going face, though. I really don't care about that Wandering Emperor. Okay. You want to block like that and like that. No, change your mind. Okay. So we're gonna go like that and like this. So like that and like that. Alright, so we're gonna start with the Ganjo. Eliminate that. That removes that. So that's still a 5 though. So we're gonna have to get rid of that land as well. Do we want to get rid of the land though? Yeah, we'll do it. You can have some map tokens. Alright, board is cleared. You lose 2 more life, and you can use your Wandering Emperor to get rid of my Sheldred, that's fine.
Still have much to learn. This is what you get for hurting my
Boseiju. What say you, Boseiju? On your Stani, they draw 2 cards. Ooh, a Cryptic Coat. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and play the coat and see what we pull off the top. It's a Dark Slick Shores. That's funny. Alright, full attack. Let's get rid of that, because that's a creature. They go to 4. And we're at 26. Not bad. This is a peculiar deck. I mean, I do like the tokens game plan, but I don't know if this is the deck for it. Yeah, creature would have to attack for that. Well, honestly, I think we just attack with this and this, because the Graveyard Trespasser can actually be blocked. Yep, that did it. Okay, so we're looking at 2 lands, a Ruin Lurker Bat, a Denic, Graveyard Trespasser, Preacher, and Raffine. Honestly, because of what we're looking at here, we might actually be able to make this work. So I'm going to keep it, actually. Alright, turn 1, Restless, so I can get that Denic out on turn 2. Ooh, another Restless. Not the lands you want to be seeing this early in the game. Play the Denic. Deep Cavern Bat. What you gonna gobble up? Probably the Raffine. Yeah. I would have made the same choice. Alright, let's go and play that. I'll play my own Deep Cavern Bat. Let's see what you got. Yawgmoth, Lunark, and Ruin Lurker Bat. Give me your Yawg. That sounds like a good idea. A lot of people are on the Gix game plan lately, and it's a good game plan. It's not surprising in the slightest that Gix's paper price has gone up so steadily lately. This might be a near mirror match. I like it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play a Ruin Lurker Bat of my own. I'll attack with the Denic. Alright, Denic gets through, hits for 2, heals us for 2. And we see 2 lands from our opponent and 2 mystery cards. Ah, the Preacher. Good card. Alright, end of their turn. We are going to pay 3 life to destroy that. Get our Raffine back. Our opponent is weighing their options. And we get Raffine back. Watch us top deck a Raffine. Okay, now. Alright. Raffine is here. Alright, we will attack with these 2. And that's going to get bigger. Alright, discard 2 cards. We'll discard Amalia and Preacher. Make him a 3/3. Probably not going to block. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, we get to scry. Okay, that's going to stay right there, because I need lands. Opponent draws for the turn, plays a second Caves of Koilos, and an Amalia. Amalia gets to explore and discovers another Amalia off the top, and sends it packing. Don't need 2 of them. Alright, they're swinging in with the Preacher and the Bat. The Bat is going to get blocked. The Preacher gets through. Do you have a combat trick of some kind? Do you have a Palace of Aganjo? Oh, you got a Pylon. Now that's surprising. I was not expecting that. Alright, get the Pylon. Alright, take 2. Alright, let's go and play that. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and play a Sheldred. And then we will attack for 3 in the air. Actually, 4. No, we'll do 3. So we have the Ruin Lurker Bat for blocking. Ooh, Elas Ilkor. So look, he's on a similar game plan, but not quite as focused as this one. So he's much more on the like life gain at all costs game plan. Okay, so blocking. This is going to block here. This is going to block here. And Sheldred is not going to block at all. Draw a card. Let's go and play this land here. Let's see. Let's go and play our own Amalia. No flyers, right? Good. Let's attack. Ooh, another Sheldred. Don't need that there. Let's go and play a Graveyard Trespasser. Fortunately, can't target graveyards because Dennick, so we got a little bit of non-bow action there. That's another blocker too. Coming in with those. Alright. Dennick blocks here. Just like last time. Okay. Ooh, I drew a land. Nice. Oh, Voice of the Blessed. That's going to be nasty if that hits the table. Ooh, there's my Gix. Now it's getting interesting. Yeah, that can stay there. I like that. Alright. Play the Plaza, play the Gix. You don't have anything in the air, so we're going to attack with that right there. Yeah, I will definitely pay the 1 life to draw that. Ooh, nice. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to go ahead and cavern your cavern. Give me that. And we're going to end the turn. And having that Adawara definitely puts us in a favorable position. Alright, they play Voice of the Blessed. Get your triggers. Oh, there's a Gix on the top. Nice. Resolve. Pass. Coming with those, huh? Alright. Yep, resolve. Still be fine. Resolve. 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 That Amalia is getting pretty big. This could get nasty pretty soon. You know what I'm going to do here? Let's go to blocks. I'm going to block and kill that finally. And this is going to block... Actually, hang on. This is going to block here. And those are the only 2 that are attacking, right? Yeah. Resolve all. Alright, end a turn. Put that back in the table, in your hand, I mean. Thank you. Well, let's go ahead and play the Shattered Sanctum. I kind of want to yank their Gix off the top of their library, but we'll wait a moment. So, I'm going to attack with this and this. Swing in. Take action. Give me a draw card. Ooh, go for the throat. Nice. Take action again. Okay. That's perfect. We're going to draw 2 more cards. We're at 41 life now. This is pretty cool. Alright. We're going to activate Gix for 2. Target you. We're going to get rid of these. Let's see. View the battlefield. Do I have an Amalia? I do not. Alright. Go play that, and play that. I will choose to keep mine. I'll take your Amalia. It's been a long time since I've actually activated a Gix. Most games don't go on this long. Alright, you get a voice. You don't know I have a go for the throat. Land, land. And what's that last card in your hand? If it's a discard card, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, they're animating their land. Alright, let's see here. Well, let's go both of these. Block the land, and this blocks that. Thank you. Draw a card. Alright, my turn. I can go. Don't need that. So. Okay, let's play the caves. Next. Attack, attack. Go to 7. Get all of these triggers. Take action. Draw a card. Perfect. Draw a card. Take action. Draw a card. Pretty good! Pretty good! Oh my god. Alright, let's play the schooner. Pretty good. End turn. Am I slow rolling right now? I mean, a little bit. But I'm kind of having fun with this. Oh, Case of the Uneaten Feast. Interesting. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life. To solve, you've gained 5 or more life this turn. Solved, sacrifice this case. Creature cards in your graveyard gain. You may cast this card from your graveyard until end of turn. Game over. I guess I had enough. Okay, so we're looking at 2 lands. It is a Seachrome Coast and a Darkslick Shores. So it's not too bad. We're looking at Amalia, Get Lost, Cryptic Coat, Creature, and Raffine. So we have something we can play on turn 2, a removal spell, and then cards we would need to draw into a land in order to play on curve. So let's hope that within the first 3 turns, we can draw 1 land. Alright, we get to go first. Seachrome Coast comes out. Alright, they play a swamp. Alright, there is our land. So let's go and play the Darkslick Shores into Amalia. Amalia is such a good card. Oh, so we're up against vampires. Interesting. Alright, let's go and play this one here. Oh, cancel. We gotta play the land first. Then we play the Raffine. And then we attack. Discard. Discard the Cryptic Coat. Good, they block. Tarian's Journal, what is this? Sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery. 2-tap, discard your hand, transform. Interesting. Okay. Oh shoot. We don't have the right lands. That's okay. We will next turn. Let's play Preacher. Discarding... Just going to go for the throat. I wanted to get that +1 counter. Using Vampire for Edgar. Interesting. Okay, so he sacrifices his Edgar. But now, can I target an artifact? Target creature, enchantment, or planeswalker? Nope, I can't target it. Shameful. Alright, let's play Shipwreck. And play Gix. And we are going to swing. Targeting Raffine. Boom, boom, boom. Discard 2 cards. I will discard this and the Amalia. There you go. Big boy. Bam, bam. Now we draw more cards. Take action. Take action. The card advantage in this deck is absolutely bonkers. Queen's Bay Paladin. Whenever Queen's Bay Paladin enters the battlefield or attacks, return up to 1 target vampire card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. You lose life equal to the mana value. What are you going to choose? Okay. Let's get that back, and that gets him another blood counter. Blood token, I mean. Resolve. What are you sacrificing? Oh no, he just... Oh, he sacrificed the blood token. Okay. Alright, my turn. So, I think we want to get lost the Queen's Bay Paladin. Ah, perfect. Alright, let's play the Restless Reef into Sheoldred. And now we attack, attack. Target an attacking creature is going to be this one, so it doesn't get chump blocked into death. Draw, draw. Alright, let's discard this Gix and this land. We draw 2 cards, gaining 4 life in the process. That dies, they go to 6. Now we take action. Pay 1 life to draw a card, gain 2 life off of Sheoldred. Draw another card, lose 2 more life to Sheoldred. Vampire. And concede. Yeah. Interesting deck. I don't know what exactly they were going for with all of that, like, sacrifice synergy. I kind of wanted to see the rest of that guy's deck. Okay, and we are back with the post-game wrap-up, and do we have some words to say about this deck. Name of the game in this deck is card advantage, and Gix absolutely gives it to you. Gix and Raffine combining in this deck gives you so much draw potential, it is legitimately scary. Like, with all of the evasive creatures, including the Ruin Lurker Bat, the Deep Cavern Bat, Dennick's Backside Flies. You have the Cryptic Coat giving you a creature that can't be blocked. Preacher of the Schism often doesn't get blocked because it has Death Touch. Raffine is a flyer. So you have all of these really great creatures that the opponent is not really incentivized to block. And that is just giving you so much value off of Raffine and Gix. It is legit bonkers. I believe I had one turn where I had Amalia on the table along with Gix and Raffine, and I ended up drawing, I think, like 5 cards from one combat step through all of these 3 interacting with one another. It was absolutely silly. So, as far as how well the deck works and synergizes with each other, it's like it works incredibly well. This is a really solid deck. The Subterranean Schooner didn't really become relevant a whole lot, but that's also because it's only a one-of. You have a few of the one-ofs in this deck that are really just there to like kind of like shore up specific not specific mechanics, but specific matchups. It's like the Cryptic Coat is here because sometimes you just need a unblockable creature, and your opponent is maybe playing a lot of flyers, which kind of nullifies your bats. Or maybe sometimes you want a subterranean schooner because you want to develop your bats and make them bigger, or you want to utilize some of the tokens that are generated off of Creature of the Schism to pilot the subterranean schooner. As far as the removal package is honestly not even really that noticeably missing, because there's only 5 cards here that remove creatures directly, being 2 Get Lost, a Bitter Triumph, and 2 Go for the Throat. At first, I was thinking maybe we're running just a few too few, because I usually feel more comfortable running between 8 and 10 removal spells in a deck like this. But because of the fact that our creatures ended up outgrowing our opponent's creatures so often, and we're on general playing higher quality creatures to begin with, it made the lack of removal not hurt quite so much. Yeah. Honestly, I'm a little bit at a loss for anything else relevant to say. The deck's good. It did great for me on the ladder today. I believe we were playing in platinum, I think. Plat or diamond. I always get those two mixed up. The one after gold. That's what we're playing today. So yeah, this is it. This is the deck. If you liked what you saw today, I will leave a link to the description a link to the deck list in the description box down below. English is difficult. And until next time, y'all take care of yourselves.